Casino, Culture 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 Casino. Culture Casino. Oh, Culture
Culture
Casino.
Casino.
Culture
Culture
Casino.
Casino.
Culture
Whoa,
Casino.
whoa, Culture Casino.
Culture
Culture
Casino.
Casino.
Culture Casino.
Culture
Culture Casino.
Greetings and good morning, everybody. It's a lovely Saturday. Hopefully, you've had a chance to step outside and enjoy the day so far before it gets too hot and too out of control. A lot of folks drop by early, like La Bonita Graphics, for AI fashion and pop culture, with their assessment of the thumbnail and the statement. I will tell you, Fantastic Four is trash. And some people may think that Superman is as well. But I'll tell you this much. Superman's better than Fantastic Four. Good morning, Jill. Thanks for being here and wrenching away. Today we've got Juliet out there from across the pond. I hope you're doing well. Just a Dutchies out there. Hello, Culture Casino and chat. I'm doing great. Great. Good to see you, of course. We got a few other folks rolling through the door. We've got the Weatherman. It's so good to see you, my friend. And I promise I won't yell. Thank you for being here for 15 months, Ruby Hoove. 15 months. Thank you for your support and for the gifty this morning of a membership. That's so nice. Who else is out there? We got a few other folks that snuck in as the doors were opening, like Sergeant Giratina and Tom F., who is, one of the masters of the Discord, along with Jed. We got Captain Fandom Nerd. This gentleman has supported me for 1,000 years, it seems, and it's great to see you, my friend. Let's see. What else do we got going on? Tony Piacente's in the chat. We got Low Spec in the house. I hope you're doing well, friend. And just look at this. We've got the green machine going. We got YouTube running. And we've got a high roller stream in just less than an hour. That's right. As soon as this show ends, another begins. And you'll show hop from here to there if you're on YouTube. If you're on the green machine, you'll have to actually switch platforms because I don't believe it was able to connect to that. But I'm glad we were here to connect with our good friends over on the green machine. The lovely, Apollome's Minion is here. Hello to you, dear. And of course, our great friend Morgan King hanging out there. I got some sleep. I had a great time in the background helping to produce the first ever show. The first ever show for Lorne and Apollo, the Lorne and Apollo show on WDW Pro's channel last night. It was a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. And we've got obviously other shows that you can pick from if you're not interested in meeting the high rollers. And one of those will be, of course, Lorena's panel, which is fun. And also the Salty Nerd podcast guys will be immediately after the high rollers. So there's a lot going on today. The Eldritch Lord Haster in the house is hanging out with us. Been around for almost forever. And Brian Mack is out there. Donovan Bradford, I hope you're doing well. And happy Saturday to you, Linda. It's great to see you, dear. Oh, my goodness. We have some stuff we want to get to quickly, but we do need to say hi to people like Spirian and Aov Nodik in the house, and of course, Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. Our favorite Kit Kat is here with a Kit Kat. Good to see you, Kit Kat. And let's see. My goodness, Blake Pace is out there. I have a way with words. I do, huh? Rooftop Koreans out there as well. Probably making sure we're all safe. Sounder Hammerslag is here. Stop eating my sesame cake. That's right. I believe that actor's name is Delroy Lindo, and he's pretty brilliant in that role. Pam Epson, good morning or afternoon, I guess, there across the pond. I hope everything's going well. So funny last night with Lauren and Apollo. Well, that's the plan, is to be funny over there. So, I think that they will be very successful and very informative. Last night, we learned an awful lot about a script that never got made about an Indiana Jones that could have even been better than Crystal Skull. So, yeah. And once again, thanks to Ruby Hoove for all you do. And hopefully I'll see you and Hoove later today on the High Roller stream. Leif Erikson is here. Good to see you. The amazing Carl Singh is here almost every day now, Carl. Good to see you. Release the McCracken. Robbie has made me some art that I'm going to start using. And some people may get angry. I think Jared Markham is here. Look at that. Sounds like Fantastic Four is going to be, well, it's going to be something. And that's going to be our first story of the day, of course. The incomparable Keely Chow is out there. What's going on? Roll Tide, Keely Chow. Roll Tide. Frank's here. What's up, Frank? Got to see Frank. And Rand Scholes. Psycho Dwarf 9. Completely by accident, I'm here on time. Well, I'm glad you're here at all, my friend. It's always wonderful when you're around. Kaladin 910 is here, favorite radio station, and Thomas Mess. Good morning. All right, I could say hi to you all day, but that's not the structure of the show. So if I miss you, it wasn't on purpose. It's because there's a lot of you, and I appreciate it. Let's get to the first subject matter. We probably should start with the one I've been talking about for far too long. From Deadline, Fantastic Four: First Steps flying Superman's route toward 125 million opening, right at the very tippy top of the lowered projections. And that's right. Lowered projections. And look, I mean, Disney wasn't going to say anything one way or another. They were going to stick firm with their 110 to 120. If this does 125, all the better. Good for them. Except I really feel like it's quite fraudulent. They had the bots out early, giving it early positive pub, despite the fact that nobody had seen it. And all of the ones that caught the eye of the press were people who had like 18 followers and similar. Oh, one of them also happened to work for a marketing company. So that couldn't be it. No, of course not. Regardless, coming out of the news on the 25th, that is yesterday, by the way, which was Friday, was that this was going to go well. It's looking a lot like DC's Superman right now, in its opening an estimated 56 million Friday and a 3-day total around 125 million, putting it in the positive sides of things. A lot of different scoring mechanisms were employed. This one was laid out as a family movie. They did pretty decent in the Comcast scoring, supposedly, and Post-Track gave them some good numbers and demographics as well. So exits are very good, about 70% definite recommend from all of those tracking services. And that's high. That's too high for a movie that didn't make sense and really didn't have a lot to it. Very boring. And look, I mean, if that's how Marvel goes about trying to clean up its, terrible message insertion problem, is to just make these films as bland as possible, well, then this movie was a success. But it's not going to have a long-term carryover if other people find it as boring as I did. And I have to say, I was quite surprised by the scattering of the scores from people in my very same sphere. It's like everybody flipped a coin on Superman and Fantastic Four and went with whatever came up. That's not a good way to look at a film. And it's not a very good way to ignore the fact that this was Sue Storm's movie. It was made to be Sue Storm's movie. It was written to be Sue Storm's movie. And every gentleman in this film is superfluous. That's right. Everything that happens because of Sue Storm and or the Silver Surfer. Even Galactus, in my eyes, was wasted. This was a wasted movie. It wasted time. It wasted effort. And it spent an awful lot of money to do reshoots and retelling of the end or the last or the third act of this, the last few scenes, so that people wouldn't be, pointing out just how blatantly gynocentric the film had become, just like the rest of Marvel. So the reported 24.4 million was pretty good, higher than Captain Marvel at 20.7 million, which went on to post a Friday of 61.7 million and a 3-day of 153.4. It's rare for MCU movies to visit the over 100 club. It's even more rare to go above 120. So, hey, if it makes 125, good for it. But they go back all the way to the 07 sequel, which opened to a $58 million 3-day open when there were fewer theaters, fewer patrons, and when $58 million actually meant something. When you start to adjust for inflation, those numbers look less impressive. Regardless, congratulations to it. It looks like Superman, over the course of this particular measuring period, did pretty well. Superman made it up to 4,200 theaters and did okay in week 2 with a total of 264.6 million. Congratulations. Jurassic World Afterbirth, last week when it finished up, came in at a total of 288.5 million. Superman is going to, beat the dinosaur, for lack of a better way to say it. And everything else after that was kind of disappointing, from I Know What You Did Last Summer to Smurfs, which only made 17.4 million for the week, and Warner Brothers F1, which surprisingly is hanging in there, doing good numbers, sitting at 159.3 million in week 4. So we can go back and rehash. We certainly can, or we can look at this story, which is Fantastic Four First Steps makes 24.4 million in previews. And again, I always feel like this is misleading. The Thursday showing started at approximately 2 p.m. in each of the time zones at which it opened in the North American markets. The film itself, which aren't actually tied to this, but internationally, it already opened up almost 2 days before that, in some cases before that. And it pulled in 24.4 million from all of the showings that included those Thursday showings. That's the best preview result of the year so far, which is also very impressive when you consider that the Dino movie that they were all crowing about, you remember this just a few weeks ago, that had a 6-day weekend, he says, smiling. So you want to figure out what of those are preview days anyway. So, but yeah, Fantastic Four First Steps is on track to make 100 million to 110 million in its opening. It's probably going to get closer to 120, I would guess. And They're expecting 90 to 100 million at the international box office, which we talk about the trend of parody, which is going to hurt superhero films going forward. And it's only going to get worse from here. So, yeah, the two previous movies this year were Captain Anti-America, Brave New Marxism, and Thunderdolts, and the 2-hour therapy session. They had less stellar openings. The fourth Cap made 12 million in previews before going on to make under $100 million for its opening, 88.5. Thunderdolts did worse at 11.5 million in previews with some help from some other showings, and did a grand total of 76 at launch. And some people were trying to hold Thunderbolts up as a better movie. Well, it's not going to make more money, that's for sure. Regardless, this is what I think. I think that Variety is giving you, basically the talking points that they can with all the fluff and pomp and circumstance. I don't know, folks. I think not only do I think the age of the superhero film is over, I think the age of interest in the superhero film is over. Let's see what you have to say. Let's see. Da-da-da. Hey, Mark Daly's here. What's up, buddy? So's Tina. Hey, Tina, good morning. F4, lower expectations. Well, like you said, I mean, we've seen a lot of early projections on films have to go submarine, by the time it got to, the movie release dates. This one didn't have to go quite as deep, but they did have to back up from the early projections. I've had lowered expectations of the MCU for a long time now. But I think the audience is catching up with us, guys. I think they're realizing that, let's see if we can fix this. I think they're realizing that the MCU and similar fare is kind of over. I really do. As per usual, this live stream is sponsored and catered by the breakfast rabbit and chicken tacos and burritos from his food truck, Mexican Iron Man's Rabbit Chicken Tacos. That's right. Man, I really wish I had that commercial now. Dr. Jill gives it the same score as Superman, right at a 7. I believe it or not, this film, the farther I get separated from it, and I've said this now, and this will be the third consecutive stream, the farther you get away from this one, I think, the more that the Force Awakens effect is going to creep into your brain. It's going to restart your brain, the part that you turned off to, see this movie in the first place. And it's going to turn it back on, and you're going to go, huh, they really didn't do much in the first act. Huh. I wonder what that character was supposed to do that we got almost nothing from, because that was Natasha Lyonne's character. Then you're going to be like, huh, I saw a little bit more with Red Ghost and not just that red ape that was blasted off of that tower. Huh. Wasn't Mole Man supposed to be a bigger part of this? Huh. And you're going to do that for a long time because they cut out anything that could remotely be pinned as anything else, and anything that would overshine the flat performance that was given by Vanessa Kirby. Right now, I think if I were Vanessa Kirby's husband, I might be looking for a divorce attorney right now because of the way that these promotions have gone. But we'll set that aside for now and just say there really wasn't much there. And really the only moments of acting were actually in the midst of space travel in the second act, where they're running away from Galactus. They turned tail and ran. When I looked at my watch and I realized I was still stuck there for another hour, I was sad. I was hoping the movie was almost over. Hey, we got our butt kicked by Galactus. We're running back home to tell everybody they're going to die, and then we're going to, jet over to a parallel dimension. So. Delroy Lindo was also in Get Shorty, Domino, Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah, he's a really good actor. Um, let's get to what we were talking about. Hey, the lovely Penny is here. Just the Dutchie says, saw bits and pieces of the trailer. It looked terrible. Well, so here's the thing. And I realized this when I was doing my live review of the film. If you saw the trailer, you saw the movie. There were no spoilers. You already had the gist of what was going to go on, what happened, and you didn't quite know how it would end. And that's okay. Neither did they. They had to keep reshooting the ending all the way up through the end of December, if you remember. And yeah, so there's no spoilers. You can't spoil a movie that is basically a collection of trailers. And that's how this film was shot. Think about it. Go back in your mind's eye and recognize that everything that you saw that would have been of consequence in any way in this movie was basically shot like a trailer. The dialogue was trailer centric. The action scenes were trailer centric because there weren't that many of them. I bet you guys all realize that there really were only 3 action scenes in the whole film. There were some flashbacks. There were references to some things. There just wasn't much there. Hey, Tender Warrior 68. Good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, Smurfs got destroyed from what I gathered. No one was really watching it. Nobody is really watching it. It had a whole week, which the whole week was goodness awful terrible. I mean, it's just it's really really bad. And if I were to have someone twist my arm and ask me which of the Fantastic Four movies I preferred, the Corman one, which never got finished, never was officially released. And yeah, it's all over YouTube. And I'll just leave it at that. This version of The Silver Surfer, because this was a gynocentric movie, it worked. There's only one good thing that came out of this, and that was a positive takeaway about motherhood and paternity. Somebody tried to say it was a pro-life message. I guess in a way, sure. But back to the Smurfs, just for fun, because it's on the screen here. Smurfs made it into 3,500 theaters, and for week 1, made $17.4 million domestically. Yeah, Rihanna was a big hit. Anyway, I'm in a great mood today. I can't wait for High Rollers. Meet the High Rollers coming up next in about a half an hour or so. So for those of you who are High Rollers, go and check the community chat and the YouTube side. And there's a link there for you. I'll see you there. Snakes! I love the 60s reboot as a concept. The execution looks iffy. Well, I'm telling you what, the retro futurism appearance for most of the film was great. It definitely took you in a different world. It wasn't tied to anything, which is the first time I felt that is a massive benefit with no downside. The upside of that is also that it isn't tied to any other MCU thing. So this was kind of a gamble, no gamble for Disney and Marvel Studios. The only time it fell apart was towards the end of the movie when the CGI and any of the digital model making or even physical model making looked terrible. And I think Marvel forgot the scale of Galactus. He must have taken like shrinking pills or something. He must have pulled his best Alice in Wonderland to walk around in the city. Also, there's a lot of nonsense in this. Like the only use they had for Mole Man was to help people evacuate underground, which was dumb. Let's see. Theliato, you mean the Dark Avengers, formerly known as the Thunderballs? That was such a good Bond movie, Thunderball. I liked that. Anyway. Yeah, 6-day weekend. Thank you, Battle Bunny. The 6-day weekend of the dinosaur. Yeah. Actually, that movie felt like it was in it for 6 days. How do you make a dinosaur movie boring? And that many times in a movie? Well, follow that up with Fantastic Four. How do you make a Fantastic Four movie boring? Crazy. Leif Erikson says, considering who defeated Galactus, will we see something similarly cringe for Doctor Doom? Sure. Oh, and I argue the end credit scene, that's not Doctor Doom. That was Rachel Zegler as Snow White. Yeah. Didn't see anything there to reveal that the actual bad guy isn't Doctor Doom. It's Rachel Zegler. I mean, Snow White. So there's that. Sorry, trying to catch up with you all. The amazing Eric K dropped 5 Culture Casino memberships. And so did Tender Warrior 68. Holy cow. 5 Culture Casino memberships. And Eric K says Silver Surfer is Norin Rad. Pedro sucks and swallows. You're correct, Eric K. Thank you for 50 months of not only faithful service, which I think is you're like you like not only one of the longest subscribers here. You are the longest red share, I think. There's a handful of you, but you're one of them. And Jill Power sends a 12-month message. Thank you for a full year, Jill. You are amazing. Saying Culture Casino box office progression so far. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the progression. My anticipation is this thing walks out the door this weekend with 110 to 125 million. I think their projection number was right on the money this time. But I think that they got there through some questionable means. I do want to say a special thank you once again to Tender Warrior 68, who is terribly generous. And of course, Eric K, who's also terribly generous. If you're going to be terrible, be terribly generous. And Weatherman gives a Culture Casino memberships. We all love the Weatherman, and I'm glad that he's feeling better today. All right. We owe you all a little bit of cheddar. Let's deliver it now.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys.
All right. Let's just say thank you to all of you. You're very special people. And for those of you that have just become members, thank you. In about 32 minutes, we will be starting the intro for the Meet the High Roller stream. And I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are as well. But we've got more stories to cover here. Let's start first with some bad news. Studios and production companies and all of these people are actually facing hard times. And I think most of them even realize it. I really, really do. I think they realize that there isn't much there for them. And they can't pay the people as much as they used to be. What am I talking about? Well, I mean, outside of getting rid of a terrible late night talk show host and maybe possibly all of the networks eventually getting rid of the entire genre, there are just elements that aren't as profitable as they used to be. There are people in jobs that were make work jobs based on things that some people would call didn't earn it. Okay, I was looking for a kind way to say it, but that's about as kind as I can say. But this is even hitting companies that, are focused strictly on representation. For example, Ryan Coogler's Proximity Media 3 executives are out there, no longer have jobs, contracts not renewed. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a constant drone, not just from, production companies, but for studios and networks and et cetera, et cetera. So Proximity Media has parted ways with Kalia King, Hannah Levy, and Rebecca Cho. Wow, those are all women. Am I right? So Ryan Coogler hates women now. See how I can spin things too. I can notice things. I can make this looks bad. And in a massive wave of toxic masculinity, and another win for the patriarchy, Ryan Coogler has rid his company of 3 pesky executives by not renewing their contracts. Sources close to the company said these execs' contracts came to an end and simply were not renewed. Cho was with Proximity for nearly 4 years. Wow, that's eerily similar to the term of a executive office. I'm trying to remember what that is. Serving as senior vice president of film. Senior vice president, not an important position at all, folks. Senior vice president of film. With the company for about the same amount of time, King worked on the television side as executive vice president. That's I guess they're not making television anymore, or maybe they realized they had too many executive vice presidents. Maybe just a regular vice president would do. And Levy was there for a little over 2 years, serving as director of development film. Well, maybe you're not planning on making anything else, so you don't need anybody there to direct any kind of development and shuttle one project from inception, after the reading stage to the green light stage to, all the way to actual rolling cameras. So guess we're not making anything anymore, right? That's what that means? No. So the company was founded in 2018. Coogler's production company, Proximity Media, is coming off a major win with Sinners. So get rid of people, right? Big win. Cut the bottom line. It did. It grossed over $365 million worldwide. I'm told that's a massive win. Was somehow rated 97% fresh, with a lot of people liking it. And again, this is a rated R horror film. But I'm just going to say, toxic masculinity wins the day. Right? Right. Of course, I'm only kidding, folks. I think they probably needed to trim the fat, not just because of, headwinds and the production false starts that they've had, which nobody talks about, or any of the other stuff that's going on. I just think it's really funny. So, yeah. I want to see what you guys think. Is that toxic masculinity for you? I think so. I see Andy out there. What's up, Zombie Box Reviews? There's no there. There. Yes. Let's see. Trying to catch up with where we would be. Oh, Georgia Peach says, happy weekend. Indeed. Ron is right. Says, late night is dead as shopping malls and department stores. There's lately, believe it or not, some malls have been coming back, which is strange. But let's see. YouTube has changed how people watch television. That's very true. That's very true. Noticer, Culture Casino. I'm just paying attention. I am looking out for the ladies out there. You're getting the short end of the stick. Proximity hates women. Got rid of 3 of them in senior executive positions, the positions of power and influence, where you need more women to influence more power, so you get more gynocentric stuff, because that's what men love in their genre. They really do. Rob Altus, what is up, my friend? Good to see you here. Celebrating 45 months of membership since Hollywood betrayed us. True. Late night has no meaning. 45 catching up to Eric K. Awesome, my friend. You are, my friend. You are. And I appreciate your long-term support. You think, oh, wait, Spyglass Entertainment, Skydance, maybe? Queen Glamazona doesn't like woke. Well, I mean, the Ellison family they want to run business as a business. They don't want a bunch of nonsense. I mean, whether it be the dad over at Oracle or the son with Skydance. But I think you're right. I think you're onto something there. Keep It Real is in the house. I saw a bunch of people. I saw Vic out there. This is amazing. Tender Warriors helping people out with receiving gifts like the ones that Tender Warrior gave earlier. Thank you, Tender Warrior. And there's Mark. Not just women. He hates Asians too. I did not know that. Was that true, Mark Daly? I don't know. Everybody's all like up in arms like this is a really good guy. Well, he just laid off a bunch of chicks. Right? Why couldn't he find men to get rid of with expiring contracts that they could trade away for a player to be named later, maybe? Like an NBA deal. You know what? I bet you those 3 executive ladies could be I think they probably could be starting forwards on any WNBA team. And I have never seen them before. But judging by what goes on at a WNBA game, there you go. Contractions cause cuts, indeed. And there are going to have to be a lot of them. You can't make a lot of money there. Hey, Barry the Music Man in the house. Good to see you. Let's see. It's Hollywood, baby. The only good Rachel Zegler quote ever. Because we can use it out of context in 1,000 ways. It's Hollywood, baby. All of his lines could get cut. Karma, baby. Karma. I'm thinking about getting Angel. Anyone have it? The Last Rodeo looks good. I think almost anything that Angel Studios does is great. I think that they go out and they get very principled, solid, established, high quality actors and actresses, and they make good things, or they buy good things made by people who are of high caliber. So, yeah. Michael Bay is reportedly going back to Paramount to film another Transformers. I am not surprised, nor would that be a bad idea, right? I don't think anyway. Zombie Box says it's a good movie, but hearing people say it's up there with Gone with the Wind, I mean, come on. Yeah. I think people are just looking for greatness, and we haven't had a lot of that in a very long time. So those are my thoughts with that. But let's see. I love you guys talking back and forth in the chat. It's amazing. Tony Piacente. The expense of making a film in California is forcing cutbacks. This is true. It's one of the reasons why one of the videos this week, the live videos I did for one of the 6-minute dailies, was titled the way it was. Nobody films in LA. with another 18% drop from last quarter. It's too expensive. It's easier to start filming anywhere. Georgia's a great place. Georgia's a Hollywood 2.0. Not to mention almost all the southern states now, through the desert Southwest, have film incentive programs that make it much easier and cheaper, and they still have all the talent that you need to make movies. So make movies there. In fact, I am pretty sure the film that I watched yesterday in its entirety for the first time all the way through was actually filmed in Oregon. Yeah, I made it through almost the entire movie multiple times. I will say this. When I set out to do something, I almost always get it done. And when it takes me multiple false starts to get something done, I tend to pay closer attention to that. Maybe that's the philosophy Marvel's following with all the reshoots. Except here's the problem. You don't have a completed script. And it wouldn't matter anyway because Kevin Feige doesn't care how good something is. It's not good enough. What a stupid thing to say. Keely Chow. Late night is as dead as the Atlanta Braves this season. Yikes. Release the McCracken. What's going on, my friend? Robbie. I think a lot of these executive positions are merely there as participation positions to say they're being inclusive. I think you're right. Ask yourself, in a management structure with peak efficiency, how many people one person can look over? And how many persons does it take to run an enterprise? And again, it depends on the shape and scale, the size and the scope. But you start to lose efficiency of management after about 5 underlings. 5 is about the bandwidth that most people can have as direct reports, which may be the thinking in a lot of these studio structures, production companies, et cetera, that we have all these people we need to surveil and manage. And really, you don't need that many. In fact, if anything, you need to replace your readers or have your readers replace your executives because they're the ones making the decisions on what gets made or doesn't. So that's a problem. Yeah, and this is the true statement from Ron is right. In every case, when you're looking to make a quality thing, you want actors and not activists. Showing that you're an activist shows that you are no longer as committed to your craft as you are to some political nonsense. So, hey, it's Frackoff Felger Carb. It's been a minute, my friend. Great to see you. Da, 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 da. Guardians was well built from beginning to end, and the soundtrack was spot on. And I kind of like that about the Guardians films, is it had companion soundtracks that really hit home. But it kind of just, each iteration came out being less endearing. So I'm with you there, Vic. Rooftop Korean asked a question I'm going to get asked multiple more times, I'm certain. The HCast is currently on hiatus. When it comes back, we already have a new season intro. It's ready to go. And I've had enough time to almost put the cap on a new outro for Mr. H's show. And again, a lot of it comes down to timing as far as that show goes. So keep your eyes open. I'm sure that when the go date comes, you will know it because I will tell you. Oh, you're right, Georgia Peach. Weird. That's another one that she gave us. Yeah, but that was all in the same set of statements. So there's that. Luke's in the house. Everybody holler at Luke. Michael Bay is underrated. Michael Bay gives you something to dazzle you, to look at, to draw your attention. And he's been very successful in several movies doing all of that at the same time. That's a big, big thing. And it's very, very impressive. We should be thankful for directors like that. We need more of them. Speaking of just getting more than you bargained for and being very grateful, I just want to say thank you to our friend Storm Weaver for 25 Canadian dollars, buckaroos, whatever. What do you guys call them? Canada bucks? Yeah. Canada bucks? That sounds weird. Canadian bucks. Anyway, Stormweaver sends a super chat saying, "Good morning, Cece. Thanks for all the great work. Keep up the fight against the woke mind virus." That's what I do every day, my friend. All the best to you and yours. Take care and have a great weekend. And let's see, what else do we got out there? We got Ram Bam 3000 out there. And thank you for being out there. You know what? I haven't played a clip in a minute. I think we'll play a thank you. Let's play a thank you. Wait, what is this? What is this one?
Your kindness knows no bounds. Except for whatever $sign you chose to stop at. Your kindness knows no bounds.
Okay, now it's stuck. I just want to say thank you. I didn't know which one that was, and then it started to repeat. So that's very strange. All right, let's see what else we got. We got more stuff here. You guys make it so we have more stuff here. Did I hear Rachel Zegler has scored the lead role in the new movie Typhoid Mary? I could believe that. I could believe that. I can believe that. Hey, Eros Amorphic is out there. Will never be thankful for it. Oh, you guys are going to war in the chat over Michael Bay. I mean, you know what movie I think we need to see in theaters again? Aside from the first Transformers movie. Close Encounters. Vic, it took me so long to get through the Batman. Someday I'll compare notes with you on how many times I had to restart that thing. It was crazy. Blood Viper. Hail, chat. Hail to you and welcome. Stormweaver had a laugh. That's good. What else is happening? Almighty Black Az says, Culture Casino reminds me of a cool, a cool hippie. Okay. Sounds good. I have been told I'm really chill. Okay. It's true. Marcelo Lopez says hello and agreed. Keely Chow. All right, what else we got out there? I remember my dad dropping me off on a Saturday matinee. Oh, man, I missed those. For kids' movies and Marx Brothers, and for a whole afternoon watching kids' movies. Yeah, I'm that old. So am I. And that was always good fun. Always good fun. Look at you guys. Porky's, that's a rare treat. and definitely couldn't be remade and or presented easily these days, for sure. Yeah. What else do we got? Con says, I was forced to watch The Batman, unfortunately. I kind of felt like I forced myself through it. It took a lot of times to try to do, honestly. Honesty is such a lonely word. Speaking of that, let's get to the last thing before we switch over to the Meet the High Rollers, which everybody here is invited to and automatically going to be converted over to. Let's check out the final story of the afternoon before we get into the Meet the High Rollers, where it's kind of an open field today. So if you are a high roller, you can pop over there by going to the community tab right now and looking for the latest message to you and only you, and the link to how to get to today's high roller stream. David Letterman is a fool. And again, this is just a different version of virtue signaling when you try to nod your head towards your political belief system and put it on display for others, thinking that your nimble-mindedness is more nimble than the audience that watches you. It turns out usually in that situation, you are end up looking like a myopic tool bag, but it's okay. Letterman's looked like that a few times before, but he blasts CBS and Skydance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert cancellation. This is pure cowardice. No, actually, it's not. This chucklehead doesn't get forced off the stage until May 10th of next year. This is a cancellation with a, with a long goodbye. Apology tour, I would say. This is pure cowardice. No, it's pure cowardice having nothing to lose to do what you do. Dave. Oh, that microphone looks familiar. Anyway, David unloaded on CBS and Skydance on Friday, which means not very many people saw it, for canceling The Late Show, which he launched 32 years ago, saying the network had mistreated his successor. No, they didn't. They kept the show on air, losing $40 to $50 million a year for many years. Only communists do that. So I guess if, you're talking about like keeping something around that does no one any good, that's charity. In an interview posted on his YouTube channel, Letterman said he does not buy the official explanation. Look at the numbers. See, this is the problem with neo-Marxist communists and their ilk. And, well, what is trying to pass is the Democratic Party, which is basically just the new socialist movement that might as well just have sponsorship patches on their jackets reading CCP. Anyway, this is pure cowardice, Letterman said. They did not do the correct thing. Well, they didn't do the thing you wanted them to do. They did not handle Stephen Colbert, the face of that network, in a way that he deserves to have been handled. Well, he should have been marched out of there frog march style by security, carrying a box of what was on his desk. That's how I would have handled it. Letterman offered his first comment on the cancellation in a Zoom interview with Barbara Gaines, who was executive producer of The Late Show for 15 years. The former late night host brought up Paramount's $16 million payment to settle President Trump's lawsuit over at 60 Minutes, saying the company had decided they didn't care about freedom of press. Okay. Regardless, let's not pretend that this is a great bastion of truth and justice. I would say that our friend Letterman walked off the stage at the right time with an audience, a dwindling audience in his time, but one that fluctuated more and gave greater highs than Colbert's ever reached since. The crown jewel of CBS had to be fashioned by Letterman after he was mistreated by many other networks for many other opportunities, which is a whole other story. So regardless, we are going to wrap it up today, folks. We've got an upcoming show you won't miss. You will be automatically redirected to the High Roller stream. You have an opportunity to meet the High Rollers and listen to their thoughts on the events of the last month or so, because we do these shows once a month with the upper echelon, the top tier members of the channel. So do come by and join us. We will appreciate it. And I will just remind you, I think the world of you, and I thank you for allowing me to do this for my living. So, as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.